Hi everyone! Welcome to the Crafty Pixie channel where we do sewing and craft projects. I'm Bee. If you are new or old to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. It's wonderful to see you again. In today's video, we're doing another quick one. I was on Pinterest and I found a post by Smashed Peas and Carrots blog for a plastic bag holder. You know, when you reuse your plastic bags that you get like from the grocery store and stuff. And I realized that my house desperately needs some new ones. So I am bringing you the wonderful little walkthrough for it. It's really, really easy. It takes absolutely no time at all. The toughest part of the whole thing is putting the elastic in at the bottom, but there's so many customization options you can do. It is one piece of fabric. It is a fat quarter piece of fabric at that. It's not that much at all. It's a great, it's got lots and lots of room. I mean, come on, it's awesome. Very beginner friendly. You're gonna love it, trust me. All right, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I upload every Wednesday at 9:15 a.m. Leave a comment in the comments section, especially if you are a new subscriber. I would love to hear from you. And give the video a thumbs up. Without any further ado, let's get to materials and get started. All right, for today's video, it's going to be pretty easy. You're going to need one fat quarter, which is 18 inches by 22 inches. And then you're going to need an 8-inch piece of elastic. And then you're going to need an 8-inch piece of ribbon or another piece of fabric or something like that. I'm just going to use another piece of elastic. You're going to need your clips and your pins. You're going to need your scissors. You're going to need a seam gauge. You don't have to use one if you don't want to. I find it much easier to use. And then you're going to need a bobby pin. Or, sorry, not bobby pin, safety pin. And then I'll also be using a normal straight pin. All right, let's get started. All right, first thing we are going to do is we are going to take our 18-inch sides and we're going to fold them up 1/2 an inch and press them. And then we're going to do that and fold it again another 1/2 an inch. I like to use the seam gauge here because I try to make everything as accurate as possible. You don't have to. If you're really good at eyeballing something, go ahead and eyeball it. I just have a really hard time doing that. Essentially what we're doing is we're making a hem at the top and a casing at the bottom for the elastic. Now you can also very easily put an elastic in the top as well, but you don't have to if you don't want to. The ones that I've had in my house for years and years and years need to be redone. And it's a new year. Why not? All right, so I've pressed the first one. Now you're just going to fold it up again, another 1/2 an inch. This one you shouldn't have to measure, but I'm going to. All right, once you've done that to both 18-inch sides, we're going to take this over to the sewing machine, and with the 2.5 millimeter stitch length, we're just going to stitch right along this edge right here. That way you've got a nice big space for the elastic to fit through. I am going to go do that, and I will be right back. I finished stitching that, I also went ahead and pressed it to make it nice and even. Now at this point you're going to want to determine what is your top and what is your bottom. I'm going to go with this one being the top, so I'm going to flip it around. Alright, and then we're going to take our 8-inch elastic and our safety pin, and you're just going to pin the end. Now this elastic is 1/4 of an inch wide, so you should have no issues slipping it right through. Okay, and then basically you're going to feed it through the end. Okay, and you're just going to feed it through the whole length. It is going to bunch up. That's exactly what it is supposed to do. But you shouldn't have any issues sliding it through. Just keep sliding it. Once you get really close to the end, make sure you don't let the elastic go past. Once you get so that the elastic is right there at the beginning of the hole, you're going to want to pin it in place right through so that that doesn't go any further in, because if it goes any further in, you're just going to have to do it again. And then you just continue to pull the elastic through. Like I said, you're going to get bunching. That's exactly what you want. Just push the bunches down as you're feeding the elastic through. Okay, once the elastic is through, right to the other side, you're going to pull it, take your pin out, line it right up with the edge of the fabric so that you know it's there. And then you're going to pin it so it doesn't move any further. Okay, and then you're going to take this to the sewing machine, and right at the edges you're going to baste the elastic to the casing so it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. Now that that is done, you've got something that looks like this. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take the long side and you're going to come and you're going to clip them together, right sides together. Make sure you're lined up. Do the same thing here. Now besides the elastic, this is going to be your tricky part. You're going to come over to the sewing machine with a 2.5 millimeter stitch length. You're going to do a stitch all the way down. It's going to be 1/2 of an inch seam allowance. You can make it less if you want to. You don't have to do 1/2 of an inch. But when you are done, you're going to want to serge this raw edge or use pinking shears to make sure that it doesn't fray. Okay, so I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine. I'm going to make that stitch and then I'm going to press it, and I will be right back. Alright, I went ahead and used my pinking shears and just sheared off the edge to about 1/4 of an inch. And ironed it so that the seams are aligned. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the either the ribbon or the piece of fabric that you have or the elastic, which is what I'm using, and we're going to place it right on the seam. So that it hangs a good ways down. Right, and then we're going to take this back over to the sewing machine. And what I like to do is I like to do actually 2 stitches. So I'm going to do a stitch down here where there is already a stitch, and then I'm going to do a stitch up further to the top, just so that it gives some extra reinforcement. I'm going to back stitch really, really well over this too. So I'm going to take this over, I'm going to do that, and I will be right back. Last but not least, since that is all done, went ahead and I actually trimmed it just a little bit. Now we get to turn it right side out. And voila, you are done. Made your very own plastic bag holder for, you know, your recyclings, or if you go re-shopping or anything like that. Like I said, you can also very easily, what you did down here, you can also do right up at the top so it's not such a big opening. But I find it easier just to cram the bags in and then just pull them out that cute little hole when you are done. Well, voila, you're done. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section. Until next time, see ya!